this evening's meeting to order. It is Tuesday, July 20th, 2021. It is a regular city council meeting. May I have a roll call, please?
Mayor Pro Tem Bembas.
Here.
Councilman Blair.
Here.
Councilman Gillis.
Here.
Councilwoman Harris.
Here.
Councilman Martin.
Here.
Councilman Scarback.
Here.
Mayor Stoneburner.
Here.
Quorum present.
At this time, will everyone please take a moment of silent prayer? At this time, please stand for the pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May I have a motion to approve this evening's agenda?
I'd like to make a motion to approve this evening's agenda with the addition of a presentation by Sheriff Matt King, and a postponement of the Nice Neighbor Award for Penny Baggett and Cindy Higby.
Support.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we have our agenda. At this time, it's time for public comment. As always, state your name, your address, and you will have 5 minutes to speak. And I want to assure you, council does listen. However, we will not be making comments. Anybody like to address us?
Hi everybody, my name is Dr. William Brady and I was the pickle tournament chairman for the 83rd pickle tournament and vice president of the Algonac Lions Club. I did write something that I was concerned with. First I want to thank council. I watched the meeting from the last meeting. I want to thank everybody for the great comments. I want to thank all the council people, all of you guys that showed up at the pickle tournament and supported it. I really appreciate it. I just want to say one thing about it this year. It concerns me. This year I understand as of today, nothing can be changed with the permit or the monies, okay? With that said, I want you to understand that I'm just gonna read what I have. This year I understand as of today, nothing can be changed with the pickle tournament permit fees, even though many of you on the board would if you could, and I understand that. I respect you and your integrity. I thank you. My concern now is next year. What charges will the Lions face? Is it fair to say that the amount will go up another 50 or 60%? What about other nonprofit groups? Will it affect them? Is it fair to charge one nonprofit group and not the others? Researching other cities, they don't charge their nonprofits for events, okay? They don't expect donations to their city governments. Some officials have told me from other cities, if they charge large fees, it's like taking money from their charities and from their community. Why would we do that? My point is that the board should come up with a nonprofit group plan where all nonprofits are treated equal in charges, whether the event is 1 day or whether it is 5 days, especially when council members are involved in so many nonprofit groups. Fair is fair, as it's not about the city government or the power of the leaders of the other groups or organization. It's about our community, and that's what I have to say. Thank you.
Would anyone else like to speak?
Hello, Dar Davy, 710 Smith. At the May 18th council, this council approved a special event permit for the 83rd annual Algonac Lions Pickle Tournament. Mr. Jerry Gordon spoke to council on behalf of the Lions, and I would like to quote some of the points that he made that evening. He said, "We have a lot of uncertain times right now. We haven't had any fundraisers to speak of. We've met with the city manager starting in January. She's been very helpful outlining what we have to do to get this correctly done. We do have one issue, however. We have already submitted a check for $2,500 for our portion of the cost. That's already 80% over what we have ever paid before. 2 years ago, we made $19,000 for the whole tournament. Now, earlier this this year, the city administration, without warning or prior discussion, informed the Lions Club that their fee for this year's tournament would be $5,000. During council discussion on May 18th, Councilman Bembas stated that while the pickerel tournament is good for the city, it would be my hope that the Lions continue talking with our city manager and come up with ways to save money. He added that he had worked with them in getting the special event permit together and hoped that that's the starting point to come to better agreements now and for the future. Mr. Bembas, that starting point should have been July 6th, 2020, not after the city hit the Lions with a fee that was $3,500 above what they had paid in 2019. Mayor Stoneburner followed with, I am glad we're having a pickerel tournament, a quality pickerel tournament. That's what we need. We're gradually getting back to normal, and this will be a turning corner for our city. The 83rd annual pickerel tournament not only returned a sense of normalcy back to our community, it put a spotlight on the work that has been done to Riverfront Park. Those, in my opinion, are priceless. I noticed that wrong way. Oops, I'm missing something here. Okay. Every year, the Lions submit a special event request. The application form the Lions were given this year had a question they haven't ever had to answer before. Question number 6 on that form asks, have you donated to the city in the past 2 years? If so, what was the donation and what was the value of that donation? After the permit was submitted, City Manager Gerstenberg added this sentence to Chairman Brady's answer. No, the Lions have not donated to the city in the past 2 years. That sentence is what brings me here tonight. On May 18th, Councilman Corey Blair said, and I quote, I noticed that the Lions have not donated to the city in the past 2 years. Now, I found that interesting considering that until sometime in August of last year, both he and Councilman Gillis were members of the Lions Club. In that packet that I gave you, you'll find a list of few of the community activities that the Algonac Lions have either hosted or sponsored in the past 2 years, along with media ads for those events, and events that were held in conjunction with church organizations and other nonprofits within the city. Included in the packet are items that the Algonac Lions Club contributed to the city, such as the Smith's Field sign, raising funds for the Lions Field sign on M29, and hosting an event to raise money for the buddy benches that were donated to the city by Girl Scout Troop number 76974. Mr. Blair, are you saying that none of this is a donation to the city? That nothing that you did as a Lion for half of those 2 years was for the city of Algonac? Ms. Gerstenberg, what number would you put to give a value on what the Lions have donated to this community? The largest fundraiser for the Algonac Lions is the pickerel tournament. Last year, the pandemic hit the Lions in the pocketbook, along with every other nonprofit in the country. I think it's a pretty safe bet that the amount that the Algonac Lions put into this community in the past 2 years far exceed what they took in from 2019 and 2020 tournaments. Apparently, this is not going to happen, but tonight I am asking this council to instruct the city treasurer to accept the $2,500 check from the Algonac Lions dated May 10th, 2021 as payment in full, and to direct the city manager to waive the additional $2,500 due on August 1st. The residents of this city don't look to the city administrations for answers. They look directly at those sitting at this table. It's all up to you. Thank you.
Would anyone else like to speak?
Yes. Andy Goulet, 9812 North River Road, 17 houses north of the Algonac city limits. I've been a resident of this city since 1989 permanently. I moved to Clay Township, 17 houses north of the city limits in 2002. I've been here a long time, and I've appreciated many, many things that the city and the township and surrounding communities have done. I have always appreciated the things that the Algonac Lions Club has done. I volunteered my time for them when I did not have time commitments to be a member of their organization, because I believed in the wonderful things that they do, by supporting members of our community, all right? To that end, in the last 2 years, not to get into specifics, and I'm not pointing fingers or anything of that nature, but as the chairman of the 2022 84th Annual Lions Pickerel Tournament chairman, which I will be, over the last 2 years, over $55,000 has been donated to our community in the form of truckloads of food giveaways, people's houses that burnt down, numerous other things. There's a list. And for anyone to say that the Lions Club has not donated to the city, or even try to think about that for a second, is in my years of being here and watching what has happened in this community, and watching the things that the Lions have done, that just doesn't make sense. I joined the Lions last fall because the time commitment thing has changed, and I retired. Today is day 4 of my official retirement. Thanks for your congratulations. The efforts that the club does and the money that the club raises, we give away. We give it to the people that live here, that we do not write a check to City Hall. Should be a thing that the city should be proud of, that the city should stand up and say, thank you for helping the people that live in our community. Thank you for feeding them, for clothing them, for giving them medical supplies and other equipment and services and things that they otherwise could not do for themselves. Thank you. $5,000. That is 5 truckloads of food. Please think about this. 5 truckloads of food at 1,000, sometimes closer to 1,100. Cars were lined up down the street to get that food, and we happily gave it. We spent $2,400 on the senior citizen baskets of food that they get every Christmas. As Ms. Davy mentioned, with little or no fundraising over the last 2 years because of the wonderful virus that decided to descend upon us, we didn't raise money, but we kept spending it. So the thing about the Algonac Lions make so much money they can afford to give us some is not a valid argument, and here's why. Because the money we raise doesn't go in Andy's pocket, or Tim's pocket, or Jerry's pocket. It goes into giving things to our community. And $5,000, I couldn't believe it. I'll be honest with you, I couldn't believe it. And that there is no way to say that 2,500 is plenty, which it, in my opinion, should have been, but bygones are gonna be bygones because nothing, quote unquote, can be done about that, all right? As the 84th Annual Lions Pickerel Tournament Chairman in 2022, I would like to ask the council to start considering now, and I would appreciate each and every one of you thinking long and hard, real long and real hard, about how you want to treat an organization that gives it all away, or whether you want to have them write you a check. My final note is going to be, if you have any axe to grind or disdainment for or a grievance with the Algonac Lions Club, as council members, you must put that aside. You must. Because that's what fair city government does. Make your decisions based on the merits of the permit application that we submit. Please. And please appreciate this much, if anything, this much. Please appreciate that the money that we take in, while we might not give a truckload of money to City Hall, we help the people that live here. The Lions Clubs International, the motto is 2 words. We serve. And we look forward to continuing to do that, and thank you very much for your time.
Anyone else like to address council?
Ryan, Davey, 710 Smith, ran with Rocky, Jake, Terry back for council back in the day. Rocky's chairman of the Algonac Clay. I would hope he would help support the Lions as they help the whole community, not just the town here. And it's united we stand, divided we fall. And this council seems to be starting to divide, and it can't. We're the city of Algonac, we have to stay strong. Things are not being done. Miss Stoneburner, I'm gonna back you up too. She has not had a review. Why? She's due, she's overdue. Everybody here is entitled to the same fairness. You can't go one group against the other. Everybody should be treated equally. That's all I have to say.
All right, anyone else care to speak?
It's kind of hard to follow that kind of an act. I'll give it a shot. Hi, everybody. Dale Anthony, 1110 Summer Street. I don't have anything political to say. Sorry. Tomorrow night at First Evangelical Lutheran Church, starting at 5 o'clock and ending at 6:30, we are having our free community supper. And this month, it's tacos and nachos and cheese and salsa and all that good stuff. So I would like anybody and everybody to come and have tacos with us. That's it. Thank you. Oh, thank you guys.
Anyone else? Okay, your window of opportunity is closing. All right, we've closed our public comment time now. At this time, it's the city manager's report. Mrs. Gerstenberg.
Thank you, Mayor Stoneburner. Update on the Robbins Water Main and Road project. It was expected to start in June. However, there is a PVC pipe shortage that has delayed the start date. Michigan Street is expected to start tomorrow. You may have seen the cones alongside Michigan Street that went out the other day. The flooring repairs for the fire department apparatus bay and City Hall carport are going to start July 26th, and that will take about 10 days to complete. There will be no access to those areas during this time, and the council and residents may notice that all the fire apparatus will be parked outside during that time. The local nonprofit Algonac Alive is continuing to raise funds to decorate the riverfront park railing for Christmas with 2,800 feet of garland and 100 bows. Checks can be mailed or dropped off to Algonac Alive at Dock 421, or you can donate directly from the Algonac Alive Facebook page. Again, Mayor Pro Tem Mike Bembas and Councilman Rocky Gillis have both agreed to shave their heads if Algonac Alive meets their fundraising goal. So all the more reason to donate.
How much we still need?
1,600.
1600? And Corder Blair is thinking about it.
Don't think about writing a check for 50 to 60.
Thank you, Mayor Stoneburner.
Thank you. At this time, we are being asked to approve our consent agenda. Our consent agenda at this meeting consists of our city council meeting minutes of July 6th, 2021, our departmental reports, which consists of light enforcement, building, DPW, finance, fire department, and water department, and our communications and notices, which consists of boards and commission roster and housing commission minutes. May I have a motion, please?
So moved. Support.
Discussion, comments, questions, concerns? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right. We have approved our consent agenda. There is no unfinished business this evening, so we'll get right into the new business. We're being asked to approve the preliminary design engineering proposal for Orchard Street rehab.
Mayor,
Oh, what?
would we like to give Sheriff Matt King?
Oh, let's do a, no, I don't think so.
He's got to wait till the end.
What, you should have been before public comments. I apologize. I have it crossed off that we were postponing it and failed to look that I wrote you in.
That's okay.
But I penciled you, so
Hey, whatever order it takes.
thank you, Sheriff.
So I apologize for any miscommunication. I'm coming back in November. I'll be traveling around different municipalities, townships, cities, and kind of give an overview of the first year of my taking over as sheriff, started in November 2020. But that wasn't supposed to negate my quarterly visit, so I came and learned that there might have been some miscommunication. I'll make it short and of course always available for questions. Just an overview of the overall stats for this quarter, a total of 1,257 calls for service. As you can see, if you have the report, I believe you do, in June was the most busy with 272 calls for service. Also the busiest for traffic stops, suspicious incidents, domestic assaults, and assist publics. Very common throughout everywhere we have law enforcement services, may it be a contracted or non-contracted. It's just the time of year, people are out and about, kids are out of school, people are very active, more traffic. Unfortunately, summer also brings shorter tempers, I think. We have more assaults and things like that. Again, busiest month is June. I anticipate July to follow it. August usually starts to taper off because kids go back to school at the end of the month, and I think routines get back to normal. So that's the short report, and of course, I'd like to answer any questions from anybody that you may have. I don't have the answer. I always try to make sure I find the answer and get it back to you.
Mayor Snowberg?
Yes,
May I address?
yes.
I heard a rumor, maybe you can let me know if it's true or not, that there was no money for the Marine Division this year for Clay, so there's less boats to patrol the water. I know you're a road officer, but did you hear anything of that nature?
No, the Marine Division is under my office as well. No, in fact, we actually applied for a grant to get more money for patrols. So we've had more patrols this year. We obviously know the problems we had the last several years. When the grant came available, we applied for that grant. Had to get pretty creative in how to man the boats, because our Marine Division are made up of, other than our full-time sergeant, of part-time employees who have full-time jobs. And it's difficult to ask even more of them, but I would say we have more patrol.
I just had some neighbors come and ask me that question, and I wasn't familiar with it, so I thought I'd bring it to you now.
Well, I'm glad you asked, because hopefully you can get that word out, and
For sure.
We're always transparent. We were funded as we usually are, and again, we applied for and got a grant for some extra patrols, quite a bit actually. I don't have the number in front of me, but we're pleased to get that grant and be able to offer more services. And obviously, we're only halfway through the summer. We'll
Sure.
continue.
Thank you, Sheriff King.
Thank you.
All right, anyone else?
Sheriff, anything you need from us to support you and your personnel?
Thank you very much, appreciate that.
And anything you need?
Thanks. Oh,
Is
no,
there anything?
right now, no, things are going well. We appreciate the communication. I hope I always meet the needs. I know, city manager reaches out to us, and I try to make sure you get the information reports, that's needed. Things are going well, here. We're very supportive of the community, from everybody in this room, the board. I walked in my first parade down here, it was super cool. Not gonna lie, it was a little awkward in the beginning, because I was almost the first guy in the parade, and I instructed the flag carrier. I said, hey, it's 4th of July, you need to get out front. I'm not. And so everybody rose and clapped for the flag, and if I was a naive man, I would have thought it was for me, but I didn't. But no, very supportive, and I appreciate it. And communication's always very open here, and since I was on the road and the road patrol captain dealing with the board on a limited capacity, but with city manager, we're very supportive, and we appreciate that. The community interacts with us. We have I feel, a very good thing going, and always try to get better. So.
Anyone else have any questions? Yes.
That is, from the changeover from Sheriff Donlin to Sheriff King, it's appeared to be very seamless, the changeover.
Yes.
And I congratulate you on that.
Thank you. Very, very
Haven't
fortunate.
sensed anything different.
Thank you, yep. My office was right next door to Sheriff Donald's for 3.5 years, and I was over the road patrol, which is obviously probably the biggest thing people see down here, which includes the Marine Division, so, we're very fortunate to have very seasoned people fill the holes that were left behind. Under Sheriff Paula stayed on for about 4 months to help with that transition. I count myself very lucky to have, as people asked, that I was kinda handed the keys to a new car and said, just change the oil and don't crash it, so. We have some changes coming, nothing major, just always improvements, probably some of the things that Sheriff Donald would have done anyway, in time, there's always growth.
Thank you.
You'll see, I guess I don't think I'll be here again until, it happens, we'll be having body worn cameras coming soon. We actually have them, we're working on implementing the technology and the policies, and I think that'll be for better transparency. I think it'll make my life easier, so when I get complaints that I know sound totally off the wall, I can dispel them quickly, and then, of course, always investigating any complaints, so.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now how about we get into new business?
Good idea.
All right, sorry about that. We're being asked to approve the preliminary design engineering proposal for the Orchard Street rehab project. We all received the proposal for the engineering services for the design. It was budgeted for our 21-22 year, and the design will take place this year. It'll go out for bid in early winter, and construction will begin in spring of 2022. The proposal will include the following tasks: soil cores, borings, analysis, preliminary design with field and utility investigation, draft existing and proposed cross-sections, and prepare preliminary costs. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve preliminary design engineering proposal for Orchard Street Rehabilitation Project with HRC, whose address is P.O. Box 824 Bloomfield Hills, 48303, in the amount not to exceed $8,000, and direct the city manager to sign the proposal on behalf of the city. Support.
Discussion, comments, questions, or concerns? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Bumpus.
Yes.
Councilman Blair.
Yes.
Councilman Gillis.
Yes.
Councilwoman Harris.
Yes.
Councilman Martin.
Yes.
Councilman Scarback.
Yes.
Mayor Stoneburner.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, we have approved the preliminary design engineering for Orchard Street. Next, we're being asked to approve the purchase of a new fire truck. This fire truck was budgeted for our fiscal year 2021, or 2021 to 2022. Information regarding the replacement of fire engine number 1, which is a 1992 Ford Grumman pumper. Fire engine number 1 has served our residents for over 29 years, and the average lifespan of a fire pumper is actually 12 to 15 years. The National Fire Protection Association recommends that fire apparatus over 25 years be retired from service. We received 4 quotes, and Chief Doan recommends that we purchase the Silver Fox HME from the lowest bidder, which is Kodiak Emergency Vehicles. The delivery would be expected in December of 2021. Not included in the bid price, was the deck gun assembly extension. The engine has a raised cab, therefore the extension is required so the deck gun can be used from all angles of the truck. The addition of the extension riser is $2,300, which includes the riser extension as well as a warning light installed in the cab to indicate the deck gun is in the raised position. Marine City purchased a Silver Fox engine from Kodiak in 2019 for $380,000. Our cab, it's 2 years later, and you know everything has gone up in price drastically. Also, the Algonac Silver Fox will have a larger cab than the Marine City engine. Replacement of the engine is $21,697 higher than what we have budgeted. However, the existing 92 Grumman engine would be sold, and the market value of that is estimated between 20 and 40,000, so it's kind of a wash. But all that money has been saved. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve the purchase of a Silver Fox HME fire engine, including the deck gun assembly section from Kodiak Emergency Vehicles, whose address is 10120 West Grand River Highway, Grand Lead, Michigan, and the amount of $446,697.
Support.
I'd like to start out the discussion. I like that we have a wonderful city treasurer who has guided us along the years, and the money is set aside for this, has been set aside. We don't have to go to the people to ask for a special assessment. We don't have to borrow the money for it. It's there waiting to purchase this. And I'm very pleased that this is happening. Anyone else?
Yes.
Yes.
If I may,
Yes.
maybe may I address our chief?
Yes, you may.
Chief Doan? Just a quick question, out of these 4 units, would it behoove the fire department to upgrade to any of these? Is there any other advantages to the ones that maybe are a little bit more expensive, but is there more equipment or something that they have that we would need or not have to put on in the future if we got the Silver Fox one?
No, they're all met the specifications that we requested.
Thank you.
Mayor Stoneburner, may I ask the chief a question?
Yes.
I know many times in the last year when we've been making purchases, we've been buying double, so we have a backup. Would it behoove us to buy a second fire truck as a backup?
The city treasurer isn't gonna like hearing that one.
Thank you for all your due diligence in researching this tonight.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I guess I'm going down this line here. So how old is our oldest truck now?
The oldest one we have is an 84, which is the Grafter.
Okay. Okay, so that's gonna be, I assume that'll be replaced.
We pushed it back a couple
Okay.
years.
One thing that I've noticed though, or I'm assuming, I could be wrong, I've been wrong before, can't even follow
Really?
an agenda, is that I think a lot of what you and your men do to keep our equipment in top shape has made it able to be here that long and serviceable that long, and we thank you for that.
Yep. They're well maintained, they live a pampered life.
I guess just to piggyback on that, being next door at the post office, I always see them with the doors out working on the vehicles and cleaning them and so, yeah, I can verify that they do. And it shows, as you say, and how long we keep them.
Yeah.
I guess I have one more question for our mayor.
Yes.
So you're saying that this money's already been budgeted, there's not a payment plan or anything, this is a one lump sum check that we're gonna give it?
We're about $21,000 short. However, when we sell the other one,
Right, I understand.
it should come out fairly even, if
Just wanted
not
to be sure.
a little bit ahead.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks. Anyone else? Roll call, please.
Councilman Blair.
Yes?
Councilman Gillis.
Yes.
Councilwoman Harris.
Yes.
Councilman Martin.
Yes.
Councilman Scarback.
Yes.
Mayor Stoneburner.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Bendis.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Chief Doan, you're getting yourself a fire truck. Next, we're being asked to approve the installation of electrical power along St. Clair River Drive. We received quotes from Duluth Construction and Sideline Electric to install approximately 600 feet of electrical power in the right-of-way on the west side of St. Clair River Drive from CVS Pharmacy to Past Jets Pizza. This will allow for expansion of holiday lighting in Algonac. Duluth Construction would do the directional boring, and Sideline Electrical would install the electrical power. The $12,000 was budgeted for fiscal year 2021 to 22 for this project. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve installation of electrical panel along St. Clair River Drive by Sideline Electric, whose address is 7838 Marsh Road, Cotterville, Michigan, 48039, in the amount of $8,560, and directional boring from Duluth Construction, Inc., whose address is 5727 Reamer Road, China, Michigan, 48054, in the amount of $4,000, totaling $12,560, and direct the city manager to sign both proposals on behalf of the city of Algonac.
Support.
Discussion? Comments, questions? Roll call, please.
Councilman Gillis.
Yes.
Councilwoman Harris.
Yes.
Councilman Martin.
Yes.
Councilman Scarbeck.
Yes.
Mayor Stoneburner.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Bembas.
Yes.
Councilman Blair.
Yes.
Motion carried.
May I have a motion to approve payment for May and June of 2021 for the building department, construction services, and office hours?
Make a motion to approve payment for building department construction services and office hours in the amount of $6,298.63 to Tracy Kellick, building official services for the month of May and June 2021.
Support.
Discussion, comments, questions, concerns? Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Harris.
Yes.
Councilman Martin.
Yes.
Councilman Scarbeck.
Yes.
Mayor Stoneburner.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Bembas.
Yes.
Councilman Blair.
Yes.
Councilman Gillis.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next, we're being asked to approve our accounts payable and payroll. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve accounts payable and payroll in the amount of $221,038.52 as presented.
Support.
Discussion, comments, questions, or concerns? Roll call, please.
Councilman Martin.
Yes.
Councilman Scarbeck.
Yes.
Mayor Stoneburner.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Bembas.
Yes.
Councilman Blair.
Yes.
Councilman Gillis.
Yes.
Councilwoman Harris.
Yes.
Motion carried.
We will pay our bills now. Next is items for our next agenda. Mrs. Gerstenberg?
Thank you, Mayor Stoneburner. Right now, the only item is to award the bid for replacement of the water filtration plant roof.
All right, thank you. Now it's time for council comment. Councilman Blair?
Oh, start with me tonight. Thanks for everybody for coming. Appreciate the Lions coming up and giving us some food for thought. I hope this rain stops. This is the wettest June I think we've had on the books so far, so let's watch out for our neighbors in regards to possible flooding and what have you, so let's pay attention to that. We have Wednesday supper, as Gail said, there's tacos, enjoy. I know there's some other functions coming up that Mike wants to get into, so I will let him do so, and
Terry.
thanks for coming this evening, and have a good night.
Councilman Gillis?
Thank you, everybody, for coming. Last Thursday, the Algonac Clay Community Fund was able, at the Music in the Park, gave out $18,000 in scholarships, so that was a fun experience. This year, we also gave out $8,800 in grants, but the only way we're able to give those grants is through the sale of this year, our only fundraiser is our golf cart raffle, so you could see myself, Mayor Pro Tem Bembas, City Manager Gerstenberg, Dr. Brady has them at his office. Bill Graytop has them, so appreciate the support and have a great evening.
Mayor Pro Tem Bembas?
Okay, well, thank you, everybody, for coming out. Anybody wants to talk to me about pickerel tournaments, feel free. You know where I work, you know where I live, knock on the door, give me a call, whatever, Facebook. Let's do lunch. I'm always looking at ways to help the Lions. And Andy, are you still there? Oh, you're hiding in the back. If you want, I'm on vacation this week, but next week, maybe we do lunch, go over some ideas, go over some information, and we can find ways to keep costs down as much as possible for the Lions, for the, you know, the one you're working on. You know, that said, communication's always good. We don't have to rehash the past or whatever. It is what it is. Let's look forward to the future. Now that the big pickerel tournament's done, and we got, Terry's decided to do something before, but after that is Halloween in the NAC, October 16th. And a lot of city groups are going to be in it. I think there's opportunity for Alliance to be involved in that if they want. It's just simple games for kids. I know that Dr. Brady's already selling duck tickets, and Van Prina will probably be out there, and a lot of small businesses have things going on. I know that they have one candy pong instead of beer pong. But we get them in practice for the future, right? We're going to have magicians there, all kinds of good, cute little things for the kids. I'd encourage the Lions to be part of that and get involved with some other groups like Algonac Live. So I'm looking for volunteers and stuff like that. And if you want to buy or sell, I got duck tickets here. Maybe you guys want to get a duck ticket. Good time. Again, feel free. We can go over some numbers, Dad, as I'm more an accountant than anything else. And
Thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity to have open discussion, transparent dialogue.
We can
and
talk
we
at the end of the
appreciate that.
meeting. We can talk
No,
at the end of the meeting.
that's all I just wanted to, it's a thank you.
okay. And we'll take it from there, right? One step
We
at a
will.
time. Okay. And that's all I got.
Councilman Martin.
I guess this is my time to publicly say thank you to the Lions Club for all they do for everyone in the area. It's been made evident again tonight, but it's always been there. And I want to assure you that I will continue to always be a supporter. And thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's it.
Councilwoman Harris.
Thank you everyone for coming. Sheriff King, thank you, and also thank you to the Algonac Lions. I will also be a forever supporter of the Algonac Lions. Thank you.
Councilman Scarbic.
I just want to thank Sheriff King for coming out tonight. I also want to thank the Lions for everything they do for this community. I also hope that the city of Algonac and the Algonac Lions Club can keep a great rapport to continue to do great things for this community. I also want to say a huge congratulations to our fire department for getting this new truck, and I want to thank the previous administration for saving the money so we don't have to take out a loan on this truck or a grant for this truck. So I just want to thank everybody from the past administrations to do this, and once again, thank you everyone for coming out tonight.
All right. Okay. Sheriff King, I want to thank you for coming this evening. My husband Tom and I have both used your services when we leave town, and your deputies do property checks. First time our phones keep going off at 3 in the morning, we're like, who's in it around our house at 3 in the morning? And it's those guys checking us all out and everything. And it's just a real relief, and I'm glad we have a formal program for our residents to call you to have that. And we've had it for the last few years, and it's just peace of mind when we're gone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Also, I'm glad we have the Marine patrols out there, and they haven't decreased, because even though our water level has, we still have people out there that don't follow the rules of the river. We were supposed to any council members that could meet last Friday over at the buddy benches that the Girl Scouts put by the skate park to meet for a picture, because it poured like it did earlier tonight, and we weren't able to do that on Tuesday night. Well, it poured on Friday, so we're shooting for about 4 o'clock on this Friday. If you're available, just meet over by the skate park, and Girl Scout leader Gooden will be bringing her troop over. If it rains again, we're not going to do it. We'll put it off again, and so we can get a little photo op with the girls. So anyway, hopefully you can make it. Thursday night is another Music in the Park. It will be at Clay Township Park. In fact, the next 4 are in Clay Township Park. This week is Main Street Drive. It's a high energy dance band. And also Clay has their new Clay Snack Shack there, so it's a nice place to grab a bite to eat and have some dinner. So hope to see you out there. I know Gail will be selling duck tickets there.
Quack, quack.
Quack, quack for Algonac. Give a quack for Algonac. I am going to ask her to have some of the charity photo quest applications with her, just if anybody wants them at the beginning, because I can't come till later after it starts. Sure. But on August 7th, we again are having a charity photo quest. It's the same as we did last year. It was the poker quest. We're not playing poker though at the end. We have different activities for people to do. It is not a race. You can come in golf carts, you can come in scooters, bicycles. You can't walk it. If it rains, get in your car and go. You could even go in your car if you have no other way to go. But 100% of the entry fees goes back to charities. And in first, second, and third place, they decide what charity that goes to. It's the choice of their charity that the money will go to, not necessarily Algonac Alive or the VFW. We're having it at the VFW this time. So if you see me, get a hold of me on Facebook, private message me, or you can look at the city website and see my email me to ask questions, or I'll run by an application for you. It's $20 before July 31st, or through July 31st. After July 31st, so August 1st on, it is $30, because there's things we need to do to prepare for it, and it takes us a little while to get it together. So we're just hoping more people apply sooner. So we've got quite a few teams going, but we have plenty of room for more. And we have a lot of fun where you'll drive around the community and you'll take selfies that we direct you to have taken, and that determines how much time you have to do the two activities when you get back. So only 8 selfies you need with your team, but gotta be the right selfies in the right place. So with that, Councilman Blair, you got anything for us?
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Oh, wait, no, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. The Lions know how I feel about them. You already do know. You know we'll work together. We will work together. I know Mike and I met and came up with some ideas to help with an application, but we'll get that stuff rolling and get it in and get going here. So now you may say it.
I'd like to make a second motion to adjourn.
Support.
Any discussion, comments, questions, concerns? Do we want to stay longer? No. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? We are adjourned.